Hey everybody, Geek Alchemy, Allie here today, doing the second part of our Soapy haul. I totally meant for that to be a one video thing, but I started rambling like of course I do, and time got away from me, so I apologize for that. Let's go ahead and dive into the rest. For those of you who didn't see part one, we went over new products that I am working on. This is part of the Bitter Creek haul. Also went over Bitter Creek and Nature's Garden fragrance oils that I have recently purchased. I will now move on to Essential Depot. So, organic shea butter. I got a few freebies last year and I'm really liking how it works in my soap and how it feels just as is on my skin and my family's skin. It doesn't give us acne, and for me and our two kids, that is a problem. So it's really nice to find a moisturizer that doesn't add to the, to what you don't want. Essential Depot also gave me, because I am a Green Life member, I received CBD Isolate. It's a little powder. Let me go ahead and take it out of this bag so you can see it better. And it's obviously meant to go in like lotions, or I suppose you could go in soap, but I don't want to put it in soap. This will most likely be a personal product, or go into personal products of mine, because there is, I think, extra regulation for CBD products. I'm not positive, but in any case, I want to know how it works before I even attempt to put it in anything that I use. Speaking of uses, shea butter last year, I tried out in my brine bar for candy canes, the the snowflake shaped soaps. And it really added something to the soap, I'll tell you what. And when I put this in my gel savon for my kids and myself's face wash, it really helped not give that tight feeling that we were getting previously. And like I said, I used this up to 25% of this in the soap. So I think that gave me like a 26, 27 total percent super fat in that soap. It really helped mellow it out. It felt great, and it didn't really kill the bubbles like I was a little worried about. Not that there was a whole lot of bubbles in the first place, but it really added something to the game. So anybody who would like this in a bar soap, please give me feedback, in the comments below, or email me at my email, gkalchemy@gmail, so I know and I can get to formulating. The other two items that I bought, fir needle and spearmint essential oils. Now the fir needle I already use in my oncoming storm soap, which is mixed with ocean, and I think it's my favorite soap, at least from last year's lineup, at the very least. It is amazing. It's fresh, it's invigorating, it's eye-opening, but without, like a punch you in the face kind. It's just like, oh my god, I could smell this all day. Like, I'm obsessed with the combination. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm running low, so restock on the fir needle. The spearmint essential oil, I am thinking I need to add to Aunt Ruth's soap. Aunt Ruth, for those of you who missed the video, is Meemaw's sister. She must always one-up her. We all know those family members, right? Someone just, or friends, they just have to be just a little bit better than you. So Aunt Ruth, not only does she make a nice lard soap, but she includes tallow and infused sunflower. The infusion is of lavender and spearmint. If you have a really strong nose, you can just barely pick up the notes in that. If you don't have I think they call it like a super nose or something like that, where you have a really strong sniffer, you're not going to smell it. It's going to be a really nice bar of soap, but it's going to be unscented to your nose. And I think I need to up that game and put lavender and spearmint together. If you've never smelled that combination before, I highly recommend you try it yourself. It's lovely. It's calming and uplifting all at the same time. It's soft, but you know, like the uplifting isn't like punch you in the face uplifting. It's a calming kind. It's really good. And like I said, later this year, this is going to go into Aunt Ruth. More essential oils. I believe I mentioned at the start of this video, if not, Jedward's International, where I usually buy my base oils. They also have essential oils, and they have just as good reviews as Essential Depot. If you're curious, I, in this bottle, have bought tea tree straight from Australia. Some essential oil companies or some suppliers will grow their plants somewhere else, and while it's still the same plant, because it's not growing in its native area, the essential oil changes just a little bit. Not to say that that's bad, but it's not the same machine, not the same monster you're working with. It's like its cousin, if that makes sense. Tea tree essential oil, if it's not already on the shelves, this is going to be a part of my Gel Savon soap that I call Angst soap. It's also a part of the recipe in my other video that I did with my Amazon haul, where I showed you my neem oil. It's going to be combined with lavender essential oil. It's going to be neem and pine tar soap. I'm really looking forward to it, and yes, I'm going to put just a little bit of goat milk in that soap as well. We're gonna make this a powerhouse soap. So I'm really excited, looking forward to that combination. I hope you guys are too. And this bad boy, I think I should have switched sizes, quite honestly, but the price was really good for the anise oil. Anise Star essential oil is classically used when you're talking about an older version of soap, you know, the kind a few decades back that people generally don't know about anymore. They used to use this all the time for fishing. Depending on the story, it either helped get the soap scent off of you, you know, after all day of fishing and then cleaning the fish. It's not exactly the best smell in the world, and anise, it was supposed to be a wonderful cutter of that smell. It's supposed and just leave a nice clean smell. And again, depending on the story you read, is also supposed to attract the fish. So like, you take this bar soap with you, not just to wash up yourself after you get done cleaning them, but apparently it's supposed to help draw them in. Again, depending on whose story you listen to. For those of you who've never smelled anise, it has a very, very similar fragrance to black licorice. Instead of a sweet finish at the end, though, it's more of a wood fragrance. So it's not as intense, but it's definitely got a black licorice fragrance to it. If you're into that, keep your eye out for, I believe I'm going to call it Gone Fishing soap. That will be either fall of this year, Maybe summer if, I get a wild hair and I want to try it sooner than that. I might also call it Papa's Gone Fishing. And I will use the Mima recipe, which is just a nice, simple lard bar soap. I'm looking forward to see how it smells in soap, if it changes at all, because some essential oils will kind of, the constituents, the different chemical makeups that they are made of, some of them saponify, some of them don't, and they'll just hang around in the soap. I'm trying to think of one. Like, normally, citrus essential oil is one of those. It just saponifies and becomes a part of the soap. And you're lucky to smell anything normally, which is why citrus essential oils are folded or redistilled often so that it will stay. Those saponifiables essentially get distilled out and you're left with the ability to smell your essential oil in the soap. I'm sure that there are other reasons, probably cleaning reasons, you would fold. You can go ahead and check that out. Sorry, so my laundry's done. I just kind of had diarrhea of the mouth for a little bit, didn't I? It just kept going. So, bottom line, I got a ton of ideas. And I'm running out of shelf space really quick. Really quick. I'm running out of shelf space. So, to recap, my fragrance expansion ideas, like my air freshener and my wax melts, I'm wanting to get them sometime in the second half of this year, 2020. There is a really good chance, especially with the wax tarts, that that's not going to happen until next year because of all the work I am doing on liquid soap this year. I am not just going to be working on the normal pump soap. I'm also going to be working on a foaming soap and seeing if my one recipe will work also in a foaming recipe. It should, but you always need to check these things out to make sure. Another recap. How many soaps am I planning on popping out this year? Well, besides restocking, I have already popped out Charlie's inspired soap, Crowley's inspired soap, Gabriel's inspired soap from Supernatural. I am restocking also Moose and Squirrel. I am restocking Cleric and Pineapple. I'm going to put on the shelves Sidearm this year. You've already seen me unmold those embeds. Oh yeah, Witchy Woman, Rowena's inspired soap. I also am going to this year for sure bust out Game Changer, which is going to be my D20 melt and pour dice soap. And I'm going to, since I literally have to make that one at a time, I think I'm going to go a little crazy with my experimentation and do all, maybe not all, but a lot of my eco glitters to see how the iridescence look in there. I'm going to try and get a swirl going on. We'll see how well that works. And Bard will be coming out this year, also in my D20 fandom. I'm debating heavily on whether or not I want to start bringing out my limited edition fandoms. I've been planning on this. I don't think I've mentioned it here on the channel before. I want to, every year, especially in the summer, bring out a limited edition, which means it's for that year only, set of soaps. This year, I would love to bring out what want to call carnival and or theme park soap, and pretty much have it based off of the foods and drinks that you would find at a carnival or a theme park. I already have the fragrance oil for popcorn, the fried ice cream, blue slushy, and I have a gag gift kind of fragrance of dill pickle. I was thinking of calling it pickle on a stick. Again, I don't know if I can pop those out this year with everything I already have planned going on, or if I need to push it back another year. But future fandoms, and of course, if they do really well, if I have a high demand, I'll keep them. But for now, the plan is, this is kind of like a way to test the waters, I guess you could say. Does the soap do well? Yes, great. Then we'll continue it. It'll be a favorite. Wonderful. If not, hey, we tried it. It was cool for a little while, and, we'll archive it and maybe revisit it another time. As for my wax melts, like I said, I think that's going to be next year, because I don't know if I'm going to go with exclusive soy wax, or if I want to include other plant waxes with it. And then if I do, I also need to figure out how well my fragrances will work in the wax. Will it smell nice just sitting there, unused? Do I need to have it hot in order for you to smell anything? Am I going to make just squeezable wax, which I'm really interested in right now? Or do I want to do like wax brittles or like little bitty molds? I don't think I'm going to do the normal clamshells. That, to me, that just doesn't resonate with me. It kind of feels like a lot of other people are doing it, and I want to do something different. Which, that's who I am. I'm different. I'm a lot of times a little awkward and random. My weird charm. I didn't flirt to get my husband. All I had to do was be awkward. I'm not kidding. Anyway, laugh at my expense. I'm going severely off subject right now, so I think I'm gonna wrap up this video. Wish you guys a geeky day, and I'll see you another time. Bye.